It's 10:30 a.m. I just arrived in New York City from Washington, D.C. to cover attorneys Ben Crump and Bob Hillard to announce the lawsuit against the NBA in the death of basketball player Zeke Upshaw.
I'm attorney Benjamin Crump along with attorney Bob Hilliard. We have the honor of representing the family of Zeke Upshaw in a wrongful death lawsuit against the National Basketball Association. We also have present with us the mother of Zeke Upshaw, Jewel Upshaw. We also have renowned forensic pathologist, former New York State Patrol Chief Medical Examiner, Dr. Michael Biden. We're here not just for the wrongful death lawsuit of Zeke Upshaw, but this is a lawsuit of awareness for all the mothers and fathers who have young boys and girls playing basketball, whether on the high school level, the AAU level, the NCAA level, or the National Basketball Association level, because all their children are prone to suffer the same sudden cardiac event that Zeke Upshaw suffered, and seconds matter. So we ask all those mothers and fathers of high school children, college children, NBA mothers and fathers of LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, all of them to join Jewel Upshaw in the Seconds Matter Zeke Upshaw Foundation, because seconds really do matter when you have a sudden cardiac event, and Dr. Biden is going to explain that to you in a second. Before you hear from Ms. Jewel Upshaw, I just want to point out that it could be argued that just like the National Football League with the CTE concussion issues, the National Basketball Association has its own issue with these SCEs, sudden cardiac events and sudden cardiac deaths. And so the National Basketball Association is a multi-billion-dollar corporation. It is the leading association in basketball. They should join us in trying to prevent the deaths of these young people who are playing basketball, because today it was Zeke Upshaw, tomorrow it could be your child. So National Basketball Association, join us. Just as important as the NBA finals are, where Zeke Upshaw's life is that important to his mother. And I'm sure your children's life is just important to you. Right now we're going to have Ms. Jewel Upshaw, Zeke Upshaw, address you, and then attorney Bob Hilliard will explain to you substantively about the lawsuit. Ms. Upshaw.
As Zeke's mother, I would much rather be doing hanging out with my son when I'm actually trying to raise awareness and talking about him in a way that I shouldn't be. Zeke was not afforded the care that he should have been when he collapsed on the court. I raised Zeke to be an amazing young man, and he was very passionate about basketball, and the same care should have been given to Zeke when he collapsed. Don't pity me or feel sorry for me, guys. Please just join me, join us as we fight for this, as we raise awareness to this issue, because it truly is an issue. Thank you.
Attorney Bob Hilliard.
The lawsuit today that was filed, the facts of the lawsuit are as tragic as they are preventable. In thousands of gyms around the country right now, kids are playing basketball with the hopes of playing in the NBA. At every level, any age child may suddenly suffer a sudden cardiac event. It's imperative. It's morally imperative that we are sure that the first thing that medical staff do when they approach a unconscious basketball player, whether it be Zeke or whether it be a younger man, is to determine if their heart has stopped. Because if their heart has stopped, you have a approximately 5 minutes before you cannot revive them. Remarkably, in this case, Zeke Upshaw lay on the basketball court for 4 minutes without any CPR, without any defibrillation. He lay there dying as people were as the staff was trying to determine what do we do next. It's unacceptable at that level, at the NBA level, that a diagnosis was not immediately made. The triage was not immediately implemented, and Zeke Upshaw and his mom would be somewhere else today. We hope by this lawsuit that the NBA decides that they are going to implement a robust policy, that it's going to go all the way through every one of their various leagues, all the way to the G League. We hope that the NCAA is listening, that the AAU is listening, that high schools, large and small across the country, are listening. It's not a difficult implementation. Has his heart stopped? A young, healthy heart, otherwise supposed to beat, when it stops, can easily be started again. Dr. Bottom will explain now what the first 4 minutes means to people like Zeke Upshaw and to others who may suffer from this.
Dr. Michael Biden.
When everybody responds to an auto accident, all the responders know that there's a golden hour to get the person out of the automobile to a hospital, because to prevent swelling of the brain, that is the reason that people die with head injuries. With cardiac events, there's a golden 5 minutes. During that time, the amount of oxygen going to the brain diminishes, and brain deaths will start, brain cells will start dying, so that immediately CPR should be applied. Just pressing on the chest gets more consciousness, more oxygen to the brain, and defibrillator should be present to continue. But here there was no CPR attempted while his brain cells were dying, and he died. If there had been CPR, just chest compression started immediately, the outcome would very likely have been different.
What this is about is really what Attorney Hilliard and I keep stressing. When your life shot clock is on call, seconds matter. I mean, seconds will have made the difference in resuscitating Zeke's heart, where he will be here with us today. And so that's why we're asking everybody to join the Seconds Matter Zeke Upshaw Foundation, so we can help save other children from having sudden cardiac deaths. It is 100% preventable, as Dr. Biden said, if they are given immediate medical attention. So Attorney Bob Hilliard and I, just like Bob did with Major League Baseball and also with class action litigation with GM, we're going to try to save lives. That is our goal today. It is the goal and the legacy and the cause of Miss Jewel Upshaw, the mother of Zeke Upshaw. Won't you please join us, because next it may be your child if we don't do something about this.